Hey, it's Mr. Random Pop Culture News Freak here, aka Mr. Manny Wolverine. You guys are arrested in the introduction and introduction towards this channel. As always, follow my social media links such as Twitter X, Instagram, BShootReady on Reddit once in a while. And of course, as always, you say, like, share, comment, subscribe. And of course, you really care about my stuff, please hit the bell notification. As always, subscribe. My peoples and my main future watchers and viewers and everything else, and all my other main fans and main watchers or random people watching, or just random audience. Anyways, I said about 3 or 4 days ago, this is probably not going to be out till like this Saturday or Sunday. I know I've been lacking like a mother flipper on this thing, but on this YouTube. But like I said last week before one of my older videos, reactions 12, I said, how in the freaking God's green earth of sweet freaking hell. What sweet freaking hell is this shit, man? However that analogy, metaphor goes, figure of speech goes. This fresh hell, I don't even know how this fresh hell, I even got 12 freaking reactions in one. That's like the most I've ever done. Actually, no, I think it was like 14 or 15, but that was on my older channel in 2011, 2012, a while back. So I made the second most reaction review segment, content commentary videos I did in a long ass time. So there's that. Woo! And luckily, a lot of them were between 7 and 16, maybe 20 minutes at the most. The longest were about 30 or 35 minutes. So, yeah, there's that. Anyways, I said it before, I'll say it again. It's not because I'm trying to, catch on the bandwagon. This was, going on back in March and April, last month and the month before. So I'm extremely late to this. I was just going to do it whenever I had time to sit down and actually do a reaction because, obviously, IRL out there in the real physical actual world, I can do my IRL hotel casino job almost every fucking day. Sometimes I got to do extra overtime hours too, so I don't get the luxury of doing this as a full-time career job. Anyways, like other people do. I said before, I noticed a lot of virtual VTuber female chicks were doing reaction to this 2000. I thought it was 2008 or 09 when this came out, but it was 2012, I think. No, 2011 or 2012 when it came out. I think it might have been 2012. And it's the infamous, extremely infamous, viewer discretion advised, 18 plus freaking show. It's not because it's E-actualized or it's NSFW or it's perverted ass shit. No, it's not because it's a corn thing or nothing. Nah, because there's a lot of, a little decent, not a lot, maybe a little bit occasionally, a little bit of blood and gore that's on this freaking show. It's the infamous. And I found out it was the same dude that made the Charlie the Unicorn thing. If any guys remember Charlie the Unicorn, not talking about the real super rich millionaire billionaire dude either that makes a lot of stuff either in drama or movie or music video reviews and topics. Not the super mega famous rich dude himself, much critical Charlie's White. Not that fool. I'm talking about another different thing. A literal unicorn was a claymation unicorn called Charlie the freaking Unicorn. If you can believe that, it's actual fact. That was an animation back in the day. Listed some old school Newgrounds. So some very super old school MySpace and Facebook era shit when back in the day when Facebook actually was used by younger people before a lot of senior citizens and a lot of boomers and people old enough to be my parents and older. They started using it and then it became shit later on. Now it's known as Meta. It's crazy. It's a while after 15, 20 years go by, you just see it that quick and just it goes quick. Life goes fast when you have a fun ass time, I guess. Having a fun, amazing time, it just speeds a lot faster. We're having a boring ass, absolutely Dullsville ass, delusional, and very extremely political freaking lifestyle that goes slower than a snail. I don't know. It's unfortunate. But anyways, yeah, Llamas with Hats Epilogue. I never actually watched this one. It's funny, it goes on until last year I found out there was more than 3 episodes of this thing. I only ever watched. This is I think my junior, senior of college, university once came out. Which the other original one, 2000, I thought it was 2007 or 8 when that came out, not 2009. Because I could have sworn it was my junior, senior high school. I used to see a lot of these not safe for work animations from way back in 05 to 2009. Actually, 2008. I used to see so many crazy ass dark, edgy humor, mainly a lot of toilet humor, a lot of lulls, random XD sort of shit. Because this is mid late 2000s, early 2010s era. That's when YouTube was way more like less regulated compared to how it is nowadays, where they are like Big Brother George Orwell 1984 in this bitch, which sucks, unfortunately. Because the second they got bought out by the Google freaking billionaire, trillionaire corporation itself, and it would never end up being the same. And in 2016, it ended up getting way extra worse when the apocalypse shit happened. Just it went from worse to extra worse. Now it's just a big corporation company that sucks a lot of dick on a whole bunch of other things and buys. It ends up being just as bad as Disney. Buys up all these other little freaking stuff for sports like ESPN and all this other things and CNN and Fox and all those mainstream media fucking companies that and pretty much just blowjaws a lot of them off. Sucks them all off. So it could be friendly, normie friendly for a lot of the sheeps that only care about that type of boring ass shit and never gonna give a fuck about. Anyways, reality, long story short. Yeah, I remember this thing. Viewer discretion is very advised. I haven't watched it myself, but I never knew there was an epilogue ending. This was only about a half a year ago. I think it was like May, June, or July. Really May, June, or September. I don't know. It had a lot of freaking views, almost 2 million views. September 28th, 2024. And like I said before, I'll say it again. Gotta give massive credit to every single female VTuber show. And probably a couple male VTuber guys. And just regular people that show their face IRL. Flesh and bones, aka the flesh people like me. That do reaction review video, commentary segments, or let's plays and shit like that. They still call it, I think they call it play it out or game it out. That's what a lot of Gen Z, I guess, call it nowadays. Because most of them usually go on Twitch anyways. But anyways, stop saying the fucking word anyways. I have a very bad habit of saying that word mentally to no avail. To no leads on. Anyways. Yeah, I never knew there was a secret ass hidden episodes from Film Cow, and I think it's still made by the same people, Jason Steele. Yeah, brand new epilogue, the series about two hat-wearing llamas. Support the Film Cow on Patreon, get BTS access, and find one. BTS? I'm talking about the freaking, like, old South Korean pop boy band film? Boy band group BTS? Because I think a couple of years ago, I think they separated and went their own ways. Oh god, they got a blue sky. I'm not surprised. And even got an Etsy shop though. That's funny. I did not expect that company to have an Etsy shop. Jesus, well. Anyways, what kind of crazy, deranged, bloody, gory merch are they gonna sell? Yeah, there's a lot of disturbing that shit. I never knew they went past 12 episodes. I thought it was always 3 episodes. I never knew they had way more than that. So, and then I watched a whole bunch of them a couple times, over and over again. The only 2 things I remember, like, the fool that's always saying that one in the freaking, what the fuck is his goddamn name? One of the dandelion pimp fedora hat, pimp golf hat, or the freaking snake oil salesman hat with the dandelion in it. His name's Paul. He's always telling us, like, I haven't even watched the video yet, and I'm already laughing, bro. I already watched all the episodes. He's always telling, Carl, that kills people. What are you talking about, Carl? I know you're up to something, Carl. Oh, jeez, that shit is timeless, bro. And it's funny, I guess they got inspiration by, like, a lot of other things later on. I wonder if this is the same person that made this real quick, out of the way, completely side random topic. Swear to God, I'm gonna get to the reaction. Promise you on my life, I'm gonna get to it. But is this the same dude that made that, like, indie game in 2014 or 15, early mid 2010s, Hotline Miami? Because the way that dude's, like, mask was, like, moving back and forth, because I watched all 12 of the episodes. I never watched the epilogue yet. First time I actually watching this shit. I didn't even know there was this thing even existed. I wish I fucking did. But anyways, yeah, I always wondered if he's the same one that made the Hotline Miami 1 and 2 games for Steam. I think people don't know what that is. I think it takes place in the 1980s, or out of unfortunate controlled substances. I can't say on YouTube because it starts with the word rugs. But if you put the D on it, it says that word. I can't take it because I won't get claimed or striked or any of that shit. But unless it was a different corporation or a different company, or a different, like, person that made that show, I wonder if it's the same dude. I'm surprised this dude didn't work for, like, Adult Swim or Comedy Central or, like, Fox or something like that to make adult cartoons and stuff. I'm surprised he just did it here on YouTube first. It's pretty wild. And I think Cartoon Network died a little while ago, so he wouldn't have nowhere else to go anymore. Unless, I guess, if you wanted to go to HBO, maybe? I don't know. But it had to be an adult version of it. I don't know. Alright, let's get into it. I put it 1.5 speed, so it's going to be a little fast. I gotta see how crazy this shit must have been. Oh, Jesus. Here we go. Oh, Lord, here we go. What the fuck?
Carl! Is that a hand?
Whoa, I think it is.
How did it get in here?
I left the window open. I take full responsibility.
A hand wouldn't just wander in through an open window, Carl.
It's been a windy day.
Carl!
I felt definite gusts earlier.
A breeze does not explain a severed hand.
I don't like the accusatory tones in your voice.
I'm not accusing you of anything.
I'm a pillar of the community and a known philanthropist.
I know, Carl. I just don't understand how a human hand...
Oh, no. Don't start doing that whole philanthropy philosophy shit, man. That ain't cool. I'm just saying. Somebody sent that whole term experience to their community. That is a bad sign that the full money sold out to make this thing popular. I hope he didn't. I'm trying to throw shade at Jason Steele or Film Cow. You happen to see this? I swear. I mean, if you sold out your soul for fame just to get this cartoon super mega ultra popular, I feel bad for you. But if you did, allegedly, I doubt if you didn't. I'm not trying to be a hater. Because your animation shit's funny as freaking hell. Don't let me down on that, I'm just saying.
ended up on our floor.
Well, let's retrace our steps. What have you been up to today?
I've been waiting for the plumber all day, but he never showed up.
Oh, there you go.
What? What is it?
You're gonna laugh. This has all been a huge misunderstanding.
What do you mean?
A man came by earlier trying to get into our bathroom.
Okay.
I thought he was some kind of pervo, wanting to touch our you-know-what.
Oh, no.
So I made a citizen's arrest, and then nibbled his hands off as a citizen's punishment.
Carl!
I was protecting the sanctity of the bathroom.
You bit off a man's hands.
I believe I said nibble. Words mean things.
This is terrible, Carl.
I can see now that I reacted without knowing all the facts.
I can't believe you're capable of such a thing.
It was a confused moment. Tensions were high.
I don't know, Carl.
I'm as much a victim as anybody.
I'd like to believe you, but...
Well, believe this. I, Carl, solemnly swear on my honor as county comptroller and president of the PTA that I will never harm a living soul ever again.
Oh, I forgot. Like, he makes a few things, like, he doesn't completely lean into it and doesn't say what his beliefs, ideologies into it. The only, like, little gripe I have about this little mini internet cartoon animation series, this fool Carl always likes to lean, like, politics sometimes. I am the head leader of the PTA or the freaking HOL division. My political leanings on this and the freaking city council town hall meeting and all this stupid ass shit I fucking hate talking about in politics. It doesn't say what political leaning it does, like left or right. It's not purely political. My guys, if that's all this cartoon would have been about, I wouldn't be fucking reacting on none of this. I forgot in the other 11 or 12 episodes, he doesn't start talking about like divisionary shit, like race or freaking music and all this other stuff and real super taboo stuff, like, you know, corn or any of this stuff and that stuff, like communism, Marxism shit or religion or any of that stuff. He doesn't lean hard into that, but he just kind of alludes to it a little bit. Thank God, because if that would have been the case, I would not be reacting. I could do 2 squirts of piss about this freaking animation cartoon. That's all it would have been about. But it's just funny when he starts moaning, complaining about, oh, well, you did another crime again. So I'm glad he doesn't take it that far. Oh. Oh, that shit's nice, man. Some old school Mad Max, dystopian, end of the world, Armageddon, like chaos is WW3 sort of freaking set like that. That's my paradise. That's fucking goated there. I don't use the word goated that much either. I'm just saying, I like the freaking... Oh, let's say Poison. Batman. Ew, that's fucking... It's like I'm looking for... Oh, wow. Oh, I thought I saw this part here. What the hell? Tell me this isn't the one I'm not messing up. Oh, no, it's the epilogue one. Because that's how the other one ended, like this. Like, what? I already saw that in the last final episode. Don't tell me they're going to repeat that shit all over again. There's no end, and they just trolled everyone because it says it's 20 minutes long.
Carl! Oh, hey. Carl! I didn't do that. Carl! Carl!
Remember that. Remember when he just jumps off the shit. Oh! Okay, good. Thank God. Whew. That almost gave me a freaking small stroke. Seizure heart attack for a second. I was like, please don't tell me I'm repeating the same thing. I already pre-watched all that before. Okay, it's something different. And they don't show him when he jumps into the thing. Because he unalives himself real quick after. Oh! It's funny. I thought his tail was a little bit longer. It was always tiny like that. I guess I was tripping. Oh, his little hat thing came back on. Went back on his head again. Okay. It found its way back to it. Oh. Ooh. That place looked like it's some haunted, demented, like Ouija board fucking conjuring type of shit. Nah, I ain't fucking around with that. No. It better not be some Evil Dead house on the left shit. You guys can call me a pussy and a freaking weakling and a coward and a freaking fucking, what's it called? Oh, you're being like chicken shit or anything. I don't care. I don't fuck around with stuff like that. I know I get it. It's just a fake movie thing, whatever, but it was based on true stories when that shit was going on with stuff like Conjuring and Annabelle and the Ouija board stuff. I don't fuck with that. The spiritual fucking entities, those are fucking real. I don't play with fire like that. I hope it's not. Oh, the dude's still calling him Carl. I hope it ain't no twisted dimension shit like that, but knowing how their animations were in the other 11, 12 episodes, I wouldn't be surprised.
Paul?
We're ready for you, Carl.
Oh, hey. Ready for what?
Yeah, that's the question, huh?
What?
Well, you coming?
I think I'll just... Ah, there we go.
What the heck?
I don't know. Maybe I ate too many hands and now I have hand powers.
That's not what's going on here. Hey, get away from me. Don't touch my toe. Don't touch it. Hey, that's my toe. That's my toe. Now you've done it. You're in big trouble, Carl.
Trouble? Me?
That was my toe.
Hey, buddy, I just work here.
What? No, you don't. What?
You know, I've never eaten tube meat before.
You wouldn't?
I've eaten pretty much everything else.
But why? Why would you do this?
Maybe I'll get tube powers.
All right, we're done.
Aw, spoil sport.
Hey, look. Where the fuck did he go now?
All right,
It's like he keeps teleporting, transfers to this other different parallel dimensional universes, like the fucking Doctor Strange movie. The freaking, I forgot what else, Multiverse of Madness shit. I'm getting that type of vibe from her. It's freaky.
Sorry I tried to eat your tube meat. That was wrong of me.
It's fucking gross.
I had a rough childhood. Street crime, gang violence, El Nino.
He said El Nino? Well, that doesn't even have nothing to do with violence. That's just some tropical depression thing that the weather people always say during the summertime in the United States. I don't know how the rest of the world is, but here in America, when they say El Nino and La Nina, that's just a way of saying, oh, it's going to be hurricane tropical winds are going to be hitting either California or Florida or somewhere, or Hawaii. You don't have no control over that. No, I do believe, in my personal opinion, IRL, real evil, demented, fucked up scientists do have power over the weather. I'm not even going to get into that.
Mother was a big balloon. She used to tie her string around my leg and float me around the city, dropping me into dump trucks.
Oh.
All right, look, if you're willing to... No. I can't believe you've done this.
Neither can I. You taste like old guacamole.
Well, that's that, I suppose.
Well, what's gonna happen to them now?
Uh-oh. Apparently tube meat should be sipped, not chugged.
Oh. Also, freaking... Did he make a James Bond reference from like the 50s, 60s, 70s? The old ones way before I was born? With the Viejito dude that was like Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford's dad in the movie Temple of Doom. Sean Connery. He was way younger before he passed away when I was, what, 13 or 14 or 12 when he died in like early mid-2000s. Shaken, not stirred. Chug, not sure. He had a pop culture reference like that. He had...
Paul, help me.
Oh!
Well, there's no helping old Carl now.
Uh-huh.
I've truly gone and done it this time.
See all wobbly.
Unless...
You became a giraffe or something?
Paul, if you're out there, duck.
Oh. Okay.
I remember this place. This is where I first saw Paul. It wasn't during the day, though. I remember the moon was out.
Oh, Jesus, it's so fucking funny. Oh, the fool came down. What?
I always thought of you as made of moonlight because of that first night. You were looking for something. I don't remember what. It wasn't important, and you never found it. Maybe we're both still here. Maybe we've been here all along. Just two llamas in a meadow. Maybe if I... Aha! Let's see. Oh, yeah. It was a pen cap. I never understood how you could hold a pen.
How the fuck is he gonna hold a freaking pen cap thing when, like, they don't have no freaking physical human hands? The only one that explains this whole lore, that fool Carl, like what he is, he really likes human hands all the time. And that gets a lot more deeper and fucked up and disturbing and scary and a murderous fucking scary murder time story shit. He gets into that type of shit, man, that starts getting way more deranged and out of control. No normal human person would be thinking like that. And I don't know that therapist or shrink or psychologist or any of that stuff. I never got any degrees for that stuff. I'm just a normal average Joe dude talking. But I remember I used to watch the same one in Generation 4 when I used to do a lot of old school My Little Pony Adventures Magic Gen 4. Like, how the hell did they hold shit? The only way they held stuff from that show, MLPFM, when I still used to do a lot of content for that at the time, all the way up to like 2017, 18, or 19, and I stopped after that. It was like weren't the alicorns or the earth ponies or the flying Pegasus ponies or Pegasus. I forgot what they called the magical freaking ponies. I guess unicorn or Posicorn, alicorn unicorns. And then the only way they can have an inscription now is they picked it up with their magical element. I guess that's it. And for the other two, they couldn't do that at all. They just had to think they had to put everything in their mouth, like a pen and pencil. That's the only way they would do that. I remember that. This is so many years ago. It was like, I don't know, 6 or 8 years ago. The last time I saw it. That was a while ago. Well, them, that's different. They don't have the
Lost again.
power. Oh no.
Well, there go all our plans.
Come on, it's just a little rain.
Washed away. Washed away.
Oh.
If you don't want to go out, there's plenty of things we can do inside.
Like what?
We could play Truth or Dare.
Okay, Carl. Truth.
I don't like it doesn't have no fucking face. That shit is not fucking funny. That scared the living crap out of me back in the days. And I told the story like a billion times in a lot of my older videos. I don't know if I ever said it in my more recent videos. I think it was like 2019 or 2022 the last time I might have talked about it. But for my really, really old subscribers that are still here with me, I doubt if most of you are here. Probably most of you left. For the 899, I was 895 or 899 subscribers I have now. For you guys, for my super, super old subscribers, we're still here. Like, it was this old, early, mid 1990s, like CGI cartoon they used to give. I don't know if it was for like ABC or Fox. So I don't know if it was on the one Saturday morning show from the 90s or Fox Kids Block. It was one of those two. It was an old school CGI, like, this even predates Toy Story. That's how old the CGI shit is. It was a show that was called the Reboot Show, Reboot. And that was a really scary, fucking deranged, demon-ass freaking psycho witch, cunt bitch. I freaking hate it. Every fiber of my brain, scared the living, literal pissing shit out of me when I was like 4 or 5 years old. It was her name's Megabyte's sister, Hexadecimal. That bitch would scare the Jesus out of me. Every time she had a whole bunch of masks around her, that shit would literally piss my freaking pants every time. This is like 3, 4, 5-year-old little me. I didn't know any better. It's just, it was uncanny valley to the max. And this is when the 90s was still old and crap. You could tell absolutely aged out. It didn't age well. As I saw it later on in my late 20s, it's like, man, the production for this animation looks like garbage. It didn't really age that well for Reboot. And then later on, when I was like an early 2000s kid, they used to show it on Toonami too. So I used to skip that show every fucking time. And that bitch would literally, like, I had like, literally years of sleepless nights of not freaking getting enough freaking sleep because of that psycho bitch. I'm not gonna lie either. So having people with faceless mannequins and all that next to thunder and lightning and freaking cockroaches and bees and shit like that, and even like to a certain extent super loud, not fireworks stuff, but I guess super loud like desk slamming. That's a thing. That would scare the fuck out of me. I don't like that. So yeah, there's that. For my newer subscribers, newer watchers and viewers, now you know that. My older ones, you knew that story a while ago.
Why? Why did you leave?
There are threads that hold us together, Carl. Threads that connect us to every other living soul.
You left me over knitting?
Every time you killed someone, you cut another thread. One by one, by one, by one. And eventually, there just weren't any left. I didn't leave you, Carl. You left the world.
I choose dare.
Bury yourself in a deep hole. Stay there forever. Spend the rest of time in darkness and solitude. Free the rest of us from you.
Damn. Alright. What the heck is this?
Oh, there you are.
Didn't I eat you?
What are you doing in this big gross hole?
I'm becoming a productive member of society.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to be a good boy from now on, so Paul will forgive me.
And I think you're on the wrong track here.
Let's agree to disregard what you said because you're wrong.
Well, I'll leave you to your hole then.
Why am I on the wrong track?
You don't deserve forgiveness.
You're pretty judgmental for a tube.
You killed everyone you ever met, Carl.
That's a very negative way of looking at things.
Literally everyone.
Yeah, and I feel very bad about it.
You only feel bad when something you want gets taken away from you.
Stop it.
You never feel bad when you're ripping things away from everyone else.
Well, I don't want all this tube meat to go to waste.
get distorted again. He's all like jumbled up into something else. He reminded me of the older Pokemon that came out like 3 years ago. Not Giraffe, but its evolution. I was gonna call it Grafai. I always forget his name. Oh man, I just swear that dude Jason Steele and Film Cow. They must have such a good ass time doing the animation for this. Wow, for this crazy little.
It's a beautiful day, friend.
Is it?
Somewhere it is.
I get some like Courage the Cowardly Dog, Opera, Monster sort of vibes from this now. Something like Muriel from freaking Courage the Cowardly Dog, the one that Eustace Banks' wife is supposed to be. Except there's no courage anywhere. Dang, I wish I would have had a Courage the Cowardly Dog parody character in the show. That would have been funnier.
Do you think I'm beyond redemption?
Yes.
You don't even know me.
Okay, tell me about yourself.
I once cut a guy in half with a hula hoop.
Wow.
The trick is building up enough momentum.
I see.
I made a hula hoop out of human skin and bones, and then I made another guy eat the hoop. Lengthwise.
Aha.
I stuffed a bunch of orphans into one huge hula hoop and then rolled them down a hill into a lake on Christmas morning.
You must love hula hoops.
Not really. I just killed so many people that there happens to be multiple hula hoop examples.
Well, that all sounds pretty terrible.
It was. I'm a no-good son of a you-know-what.
And what have you done to redeem yourself?
Well, I said I was sorry. Like, a lot.
I don't think that's going to cut it.
Oh, yeah? What do you know?
I'm an acorn.
What does that have to do with anything?
You could be an acorn, too.
I don't think that's a solution to my current predicament.
There are no solutions. Not for you. Not anymore. You gotta grow into a big, beautiful tree.
I don't want to grow into a tree. I'm Carl.
Well, Carl's a dangerous sociopath with a long history of violence.
Whatever. Oh, you were quoting me. I said that. What's with all the rain? Get a life! You know what? I don't know what kind of establishment you're trying to run here, but I'm leaving.
How is he gonna leave? He doesn't have his body no more unless he's gonna reimagine his whole body and his whole structure of his bones and everything to like his organs and remember exactly how they were put together the first time. That's some way quantum physics shit I'm way too stupid to even understand.
I'm finding Paul. I'm sorting things out between us. He'll listen to me. He'll understand. He... He's dead. How did I forget that? Dead. And it's my fault. I did this. Carl did this. Paul! I hope you're having a better time than I am. I really mean that. I think I'm lost, Paul. I don't think things are going to work out for me. But you've still got a chance. As long as you stay away from me. I stay away from you.
You can never see him again? He's put a restraining order like they did in episode 7 or 8. Oh. Okay. He reincarnated himself as an acorn? That mean? What's that supposed to symbolize? What? What? Oh! Bro, what the fuck happened? That was weird. I'll let the credits play. It's only right. I'll get the thoughts using opinions back. I have a fuck ton of thoughts using opinions on this, but I don't want to make this video an hour long. I hope there ain't no jump scare at the end. Alright, see you guys in a quick ass second. Hold on. Alright, so yeah, overall thoughts, views, opinions, speculations, and takes and vibes about this show. I'm not even about the show, but just strictly this epilogue's plot twist, I guess alternate ending episode they never showed because I guess it didn't create it till last year, 2024, the year before 2023. I don't know. You know, like literally almost a whole year late from this because I didn't even know this was still going on. I thought it was done after like what 2012, and that was it. And it was done forever. No, they kept going with this shit. Jesus have mercy. I'm not surprised that some of the stuff is like horrendous and horrific. There's only like 2 or 3 times. Actually, no. Yeah, like 4 times they showed like blood and it wasn't even red either. It was red the first 2 times, and the other 2 ended up being blue and purple. There's that little heartbeat, little jelly meat dude or whatever his name was. The one that had that back coast, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Staten Island, old ass Italian, Massachusetts, Boston, Massachusetts accent like that. That fool. I don't even know what his purpose even was. That was weird. Of course, the dude who was causing a lot of chaos, a lot of mischief, a lot of mayhem, a little bit of a troublemaker. Even said, I am just a no good down son of a you know what. He didn't even say the word bitch either. He was too scared to say that shit. Oh my god. No way, man. I was hoping that dude would keep saying Carl the whole time. Carl, Carl, Carl. This is funny because I never said this story before. I think it's the first time I ever say it on this thing. The dude actually, back when I was like in fourth all the way up to sixth grade, elementary and middle school, and I was still in like Harlem, New York City over there, before I moved out here to Vegas, like, dude, man, there was a fool out there. His name was actually Carl, too. It was like this young little African American kid, though, like, and it's funny because he used to be an annoying little piece of shit, man. And it's crazy because, you know what the weird thing was? He made shit sound so convincing as hell. I don't know why. I guess 9 to 13-year-old me, I didn't believe every single little thing he said, but I meant at least some of the shit he said. And my dumb little ass decided to, like, believe the one time that was going to get me out of a physical fucking altercation. I ended up getting in this, like, fist fight with this one dude as he was talking shit about stealing my lunch money or something like that before we were going to go home. And, like, I ended up fist fighting him, and he ended up beating the fuck out of me. And he could have, like, shanked me with one of these things. It's like, we ended up fighting this thing. I don't know how it is in every city-state, but, like, I don't know if the East Coast still has these type of real old-ass schools from, like, 200-300 years ago. They're old and they're falling apart and they're real dilapidated. It's a word I don't use very often. They're very super old, worn out, dilapidated old ass, especially schools if they're born and like raised around the ghettos, poverty, like hood project size, Section 8 housing, and you gotta go to really like falling apart schools over there. I think that's how it was for me when I was a 90s kid. Like everything on the outside looked old and decrepit and really, really like way past its prime. And a lot of the schools are named after numbers and symbols and shit like that. Didn't even have like freaking names after them. I think if you were, I don't want to bring race ethnicity in those, but if you were like a white, maybe Asian kid that was growing up in the suburbs, you had schools that were named after people, and they were like kind of very prestigious, real nice, extremely nice private schools or private Catholic schools or private Christian academy schools, if that was a thing. I don't know. But since my parents were too poor for me to attend those type of extremely rich ass freaking schools, I didn't get a chance to experience that. It is what it is, whatever. The internet came along, so almost anybody could be a genius if they read anything through like Firefox or Google or Brave.com or DuckDuckGo. You don't even have to have an 8-10 year master's degree anymore, like you had to in the 80s or 90s, early 2000s, you know? So in a way, it kind of, that's the only part of AI it's pretty kick-ass, even though it's still kind of scary. That shit could still take over the world one day, too. So I don't trust it completely like that. Only use it for reference, and that's it. Yeah, this dude, yeah, he convinced me that he was going to have this other dude named Danny, and I forget if it was Danny or Donaldson, or what was it? Not DeMarco, it was Danny. I forgot if it was one of those three. Danny, Donnie, or something like that. Daniel, something like that. This is so many years ago. It was about, it's like 26, 27 years, a long, long ass time ago. And some of you Gen Z kids, especially John Alpha, they weren't even born at all when this happened. Some of you Gen Z kids are probably way too little when this happened. This was like, what, in 1999 or 2000 when this happened? So many fucking years ago. And thank God I never got shanked by any of these coat hanger things. And that's where we fought in, the little coat hanger spot. And he messed me up really bad. Both my eyes were swollen like hell. And thought I almost broke open my back. And it was so fucking painful, dude. Had bruises all over my arms, parts of my legs, some parts of my feet. A lot of them on the back of my freaking neck here. Hurt like a bitch. And the worst part was a lot of them on my ass, too. I don't know why. It's fucking weird because he kicked me a few times on my back, too. Literally, physically, too. And I thought it was just funny to say, oh, fuck you, burn in hell, you fucking faggot, bitch-ass motherfucker. I blacked the fuck out. I don't know what else I said after that. And I ran down the auditorium because we had to always wait for these buses to come pick us up. Because So still elementary, middle school was one of those two. I was like a 5th or 6th grade. It was a while back. And that was a long story short. I just never believed the dude ever again. That was the story of the dude, the young little African American kid, Carl. Not gonna say his last name, but because I'm trying to protect his identity. Or his middle or last name. But anyways, as far as this goes, it's funny animation. They really stuck to their guns here, literally. They did a good ass job in the animation. Wasn't the best animation I've ever seen in the world, but the voice acting was pretty awesome. It was a couple times occasionally. It kind of got annoying, and I watched the first 12 episodes of this because it was like kind of weird. And I was like, why do they sound like they came from South Park or American Dad or Family Guy or what else? The Oblongs or the old school underappreciated shit like Super Jail and stuff from Adult Swim. Or it came from like the Robot Chicken and Boondocks era of freaking adult cartoons from Adult Swim or Comedy Central or what else was out there, HBO and the other two like Showtime and freaking, I'm trying to think of another show that was not safe for work, not really for kids, but mainly for adults and teenagers. What else? I want to say another show too, another place. Like BET Uncut or something, or MTV2 or MTV or VH1. Like, why does it sound like it came from one of those TV series, like old school TV stations? Because a lot of that shit, I'm not gonna say it's dead, but the only type of people that even watch TV anymore are a lot of boomers and Gen Xers. I don't know ones that even watch that shit anymore. So a lot of my generation was like the first one. I'm not gonna say we're the most perfect one to do it, but we were like one of the first people to like even get into what social media was even about. It's crazy. We were the first ones to even use those old school shit like Friendster or the old school shit where we used to steal freaking, what's it called, music from when we were supposed to do that. And not saying to steal it now, because back then in the 90s, 2000s, especially the early 2000s, early 2010s, you see stuff like Size Napster was Polar Freeze and LimeWire. I used to use LimeWire like a motherfucker, big time, dude. I used to use that shit every single weekend whenever I was off of school and stuff. Oh man, the music I had in my MP4, man, was fucking fuck, man. Pure platinum gold, palladium gold. I used to love hearing it every single day. When I used to come back from school and I just hang out with the homies and all that. That was a good ass chill vibes. Mid-late 2000s, best years of my fucking life. I could go back and relive those days, but you know what? I gotta do adulting stuff now. Anyways, the last two final things I'll say about it is that, oh man, I didn't expect him to become an acorn. I don't know what type of allegory, metaphor, symbolism that's supposed to represent. Metaphorically speaking, I don't know if that's supposed to represent some deeper, esoteric, freaking scary ass, like unsettling sort of stuff, or that's supposed to like help him grow as a person. He became a spiritual acorn in the desert out of all places. And then the third thing, oh man, the dude still kept saying, he's like, Carl, come here, come closer, Carl. Oh my god. Good times, good times. So shout out to Film Cow, shout out to Jason Steele and the other guy, Alex, whatever his name was, for doing the voice acting. And shout out to all the Kickstarter people that made this final epilogue episode last year a thing to come into existence like this for me to react to. Oh man, you guys are absolute freaking magnificent, absolute badass people, man. And let's get to the real quick internet news, and I'm done here. I'm just gonna read the highlights for it. I don't want to make this more than an hour long. Hold on. Alright, so unfortunately I gotta start with a little bit of bad news, especially for you people out there. Mainly a lot of parents, aunts, uncles, parents, grandparents, grandmothers, grandfathers, mothers, fathers, uncles, tios, tias, godmothers and godfathers, etc., etc. Whatever parent and guardian person you are, this is gonna upset the living crap out of you. And this won't for me, but if I had kids, Jesus, oh my god, bro. This could be a whole other separate video within itself, and I don't even want to do it, but you saw the video in there. It says, it's from Bored Panda. I haven't read for the middle one. Gross social media trends capitalizing on. This is the fucking day and age that we're living in now. This makes me, once again, I said in a million videos, I didn't dodge a bullet. I dodged an asteroid. And a missile and an asteroid and a nuke bomb. Instead of not having children, not having sons or daughters. I can't imagine how much of a nightmare this must be. You got your teenage son, or mainly teenage daughters, doing this shit. And as a mother or father, you would have a heart attack and drop dead after hearing this. Your daughter has an OF account. Jesus, oh my God. Thank God I will never have to worry about that pain, because it would destroy me internally and emotionally. It would make my head explode. Anyways, capitalizing on Down syndrome for adult content faces backlash. From like 4 or 5 days ago, so it's been out for a little while. So it's from Michelle Tian. It says AI can be used for good, but recent trends for social media has started to take over a little thing too far on platforms such as TikTok, Instagram. Not surprised. I didn't start in Kick or somewhere else or Snapchat. AI is utilizing features that are typically associated with Down syndrome. Wow, that's really extra disgusting, man. Just to hear about that shit. Like when the damn Twilight Zone on that stuff. Users, morphing them into users' faces, what most of the women thinks for work purposes, EX purposes, while wearing barely any clothing. The trend is used to drive engagement, and the posts will often direct consumers to adult sites of OF accounts, seeing numbers of hundreds of thousands of views. It's crazy the day we're living in now. So it says, video appears to be. There's another one from AOL.com. I don't think I'm going to be able to show any of that because I wouldn't want to. That's fucking really disturbing, real gross as shit. It's the bad way to use AI, not in a good way. It says video appears to be stolen women with Down syndrome, and then filters supplied face to generate AI enhanced videos, which replace as the original post search features a computer generated disabled person. Wow, that's no good. Makes me feel like a myriad of things. Charlotte Woodward, 35-year-old woman with Down syndrome. Wow. I shouldn't be surprised, but I am. Humanity stoops to a new low, mainly the United States and all the other first world countries. Becoming the last world countries and fucking idiocracy IRL pretty soon. I might be living it now for some people, who knows. Not only do I find it disturbing, I find it personally unsettling. I also feel angered and outraged, and rightfully so. Captions that go along with the posts are bad and exploitative. This typical caption includes Down syndrome is a deal breaker for you. Would you date girl Down syndrome? Does Down syndrome change how you feel about me as well as others? Woodward says the Work of Progress Program Association, National Down Syndrome Society, believes that this sort of content puts people like her in harm's way. This quote, I just feel as if putting people with Down syndrome is a risk for EX abuse. Oh God, that's gotta be a nightmare for them. And that word I can't say. She's worried it's unclear who exactly is behind the dozens of Instagram, TikTok pages that have popped up in recent months to pump up the content, but most appear to steal videos of scantily clad females that apply for them as AI generated filters to them cover up their faces. It's been going on for months. Jesus Christ, that's extremely fucking bad, man. People need to be arrested and thrown in prison for that ASAP, even though they didn't physically hurt nobody, but still, that's fucked, man. Good news, though. It's a video game news real fast. Oh, wow. I'm just going to cover this real fast, and the other one, I'm just going to read the thing. That explains a lot, too. It says, GTA 4 leakers think that Grand Theft Auto 4 Remaster could drop later this year. And this comes from Insider Game. There's another one I got from somewhere else, too. See if I remember to leave the link down below for that. Step aside GTA 6 fans, the GTA 4 Remaster could be on the cards and might have even dropped this year. The world's biggest words come directly from one of the biggest GTA leakers in the game. And they say this port has been in the works for a while. The only thing I'm praying and hoping to God doesn't end up like GTA San Andreas and GTA Vice City Stories Definitive Edition, Vice City Stories Definitive Editions, because you know how much of a disaster that shit was. That thing was broken and almost unplayable. So I'm hoping it didn't end up like that. And then the last one here, as crazy as it sounds, I know this is mainstream media news, but celebrity Hollywood news, I really don't like talking about a lot. But this is somebody I used to grow up watching a lot of her freaking movies. And when she was in the Friends show when I was a 90s, 2000s kid teenager. And this one's pretty crazy. It's 6 days ago now. And this lady needs an introduction, especially living in the United States. You know who this chick's fucking name is. As Jennifer Aniston alleges stalker ordered to stay 100 yards away from her, undergoing mental competency or competency testing. Jimmy Wayne Carwile, 48, is accused of repeatedly harassing the Friends star in March 2023. So it says, innocent suspected stalker is not granted out bail at the preliminary hearing. Was ordered to go through mental health court to determine whether or not he is competent to face only striking vandalism charges. And dude looks fucking insane as shit in the room right now. He needs to throw the fucking book at that dude. That's some dangerous stuff. He listens to some Charles Manson, Jeffrey Dahmer motherfucker. Nah, he needs to be thrown to fucking prison immediately for that shit. Nuh-uh, man. And it's disgusting as hell, man. But luckily she had a lot of guards. And they had their, pew-pews drawn at him. So there's no way his ass was going to be able to get to her anyway. So yeah, you know what? Luckily the chick is safe, thank God. I know I was never super over obsessed with celebrities like that big time. Maybe with a few music artists when I was a teenager. But after I was in my 20s, I matured and grew up. I didn't want to just keep thinking about that stuff anymore. It's no good for you spiritually or emotionally. That's all I can say for now. Peace out, my circle. This is my scene flip side. Take it easy. I'm going up. Just stay safe, stay cautious. Goodbye, and see you next future content video of reactions to indie cartoons such as this one, and of course, as always, video game trailers and movie trailers as well. Talk to you guys soon. I'm out. Later.